When IShowSpeed streamed from Nigeria, he didn't come with a script or an agenda. He came with a camera, and the camera held up a mirror. Beyond the music, the laughter, some embarrassing displays, woo, woo, and the energy, another pattern stood out. Begging. Not hunger alone. Entitlement. People pleading, pushing, hovering, demanding favors. A bodybuilder received a free gift of $1,000, then asked for $10,000 instead. He got nothing. A gift became a negotiation. Gratitude disappeared. Expectation took over. This is not just about poverty. This is not just about poverty. If it were, it would be easier to address. This behavior cuts across airports, offices, hotels, churches, homes, and social spaces. You pay for a service and are still pressured to tip, not as appreciation, but as an obligation. You return from travel and are asked, what did you bring? Sometimes refusal is met with offense, force, or theft. We now pay waiters at parties to feed us. This did not start today. We must be honest about history. The Almajiri system, once rooted in care, mentorship, and responsibility, collapsed into street begging when structure failed. Over time, begging stopped being survival and became social currency. Slowly, quietly, it entered mainstream culture, Beggi Beggi culture. Yes, this is not who we were. Many of our respected elders were givers, not beggars. They worked with pride. They helped without pressure. They received with gratitude. Dignity mattered. Labor mattered. Boundaries mattered. What worries me most is the next generation. Children are watching adults extract instead of earn, demand instead of build, expect instead of contribute. We are unintentionally raising a generation that believes someone else's success owes them something. Culture can change, but only if we name what is broken. We must reteach dignity at home, professionalize service culture, normalize saying no, and shift from begging narratives to value creation thinking. Nigeria is rich in people, talent, and spirit, but entitlement weakens all three. When money is all we respect, shame becomes acceptable. And that's why the nation is in trouble. That is how a nation loses itself. Begging may feed today. Dignity builds tomorrow.
I don't know how we got here, to be honest. Even when you cited the Almajiri system, like you said, there was a structure to it until that structure collapsed. And now I even saw the complete ID card of beggars. I don't know if you saw that.
I've not seen
I saw
that.
it on the social media, right?
Applying structure across
Yeah,
everything.
so those people you see on the road now, let's just even start from there. They actually have people they remit to.
Yeah.
So there is an informal structure that has been allowed to fuel the culture of begging. You can't even those that have tried, those with amazing hearts, because I'm not sure if I get their hearts. They've tried to take some of them out of the street. You can't. It's either those that own them will come for you, or they will run away and go back to the begging. They don't want a job. They want to beg. So I remember when Fashola was packing all of them back to their states, and everybody was, against it, saying, "Oh, we are all Nigerians. We should be able to accommodate each other and all." But it doesn't take away the fact that there's a fundamental issue that needs to be solved. Entitlement is another part of it. A friend of mine was talking about how he drove into a property. Of course, he drives a very nice car. Everybody was hailing him, "Oga, what do you have for us?" He said within him, he thought, okay, when he's leaving, he would tip them something. But where he went to carry some things from the building. He was carrying these things alone. They sat down near his vehicle. Nobody said, "He remain, make I help you." He climbed up 4 times, carried it, opened his boot by himself. They never said, "Let me hold it for you." You open boot. He struggled himself, put everything in his vehicle. When he was about to drive out, they were still waiting for him.
Anything for the boys.
And he was wondering, yes, I didn't. He said to me, "I didn't get to where I am now automatically, but I had to work." Like, even when it is your uncle that is giving you something, family, you tell yourself that, let me look for something to do for this auntie. Is your clothes dirty? Because you understand what it takes to be able to take out of somebody's sweat to give you, and then you try to make up for it because you are not entitled.
And it is not rocket science. In Abia right now, which is we see there's a kind of renaissance happening. The average Abia person is having a rethink of his self-concept. And you can trace that to what the government's done. The guy got in and I was going to, I'm jumping the gun.
Why you just save that for advocacy? Why are you jumping the gun?
Okay. Should I land? All right.
Land.
So he's providing not just political leadership, but he's providing the template for the people of Abia to rethink and evaluate themselves and improve on their self-concept. I think that's what needs to happen in our system. We lack political leadership, the kind of leadership that the countrymen, the citizens can see themselves in their political leader and start to mimic, for lack of a better word, their lifestyle. You see churches, apologies to those who don't believe in pastors, but you see some people who at some point they start to dress like their pastors. The pastor never told them to dress like him, but that is leadership, that is influence. So I think this Beggi Beggi culture, apologies to Ronke, can we challenge ourselves and foster the kind of political leadership that our people can fire behind and start to do the right thing?
I would like by saying our Beggi Beggi culture stems from rent seeking. I mean, we want value without generating value. This entire idea of unmerited favor, unmerited grace, something will just happen. It's what is driving. You're at the airport, they're asking you. Recently, a friend called me that I was looking for a driver, and then I was like, oh, what happened to your driver? Because in every quarter, he has a driver using. He was like, oh, he reached out that I wanted him to buy him a car. And then I was like, okay, I use you for a total of 40 days in a year, and I pay you every month, irrespective of that. I don't know what you do with your time, with all the other things, And then you come back and say, I was like, okay, it's because all you diasporans, they think you are rich. Shortly after, like 2 weeks after, a driver I use randomly called me also that, oh, his car has engine trouble. He wants me to buy him a car. He will be using it for Uber. We'll be paying me small. I had to pause and check, like, what precisely is going on here? I don't even know you like that. Like, why do you... I can understand begging for little things from maybe tips, strangers, and all of that.
Begging in the DMs.
See, my DM, I don't even know, if I don't know you, that we don't have mutuals, I don't even bother opening it. So I think it's more from the idea of rent seeking. We just want value that we haven't generated. And I think we all need to take personal responsibility, like Kingsley said. We need to take responsibility and say, okay, this is not what we want to, we don't want to be known as a country of beggars. I don't want to be known as a beggar. When people say, oh, you should ask, there's nothing to ask. We are not God. You are not my parents. You are not responsible for providing for me. So those are the things we need to internalize as individuals and let it cascade down to the younger generation.
I used to think it's a culture of entitlement. And I used to advocate on that it's cultural, that is how we are. And it stems down from part of what Kingsley said, from political leadership. Because when you see what the politicians do, they call it patronage, right? So a politician would tell you that, for me to come back into office, the people that put me there in terms of all the delegates and all the godfathers and all that, I have to do political patronage. That is a nice way of saying beg.
Yes.
And so our people look at that, and then it cascades down. Even the traditional leader also takes from these people. The pastor, the imam, takes from their people. Whether it is in seed offering, prophet offering, whatever it is.
First month.
And people see that from the leadership, and then it builds this culture where people expect some things. I went to a village. I went to my village sometimes, and then my uncle. This is my uncle. Not like came aside. He just gave his list. He gave me his list. This is the kind of phone he wants. This is the kind of shoe he wants. this is this. And
He wants to reap the fruits
and
of
I just
his
look
labor.
at him and I'm like,
Was it the one that sent you to school?
no, I'm just looking at it that
From where to
on
where?
what basis are you asking that?
God.
Because and this is because I just work in Lagos, that's all. So the Nigerian mindset is such that if you drive a car, you are better than the person who doesn't drive a car. So so the person who doesn't drive a car is entitled to your money. So I've always believed in that, but I kind of just this December, I kind of just said, look, let's stop blaming it on entitlement, because it seems as if we can just put it there. It's just bad behavior.
Yeah.
It's bad behavior. You are buruku. So let's just call it what it is.
It is.
And
You're
zero
right.
shame.
Yeah. A nation cannot beg its way into greatness. What we excuse today becomes what our children inherit.